Many attractive characters appear in Captain Tsubasa, and I'm sure you all have one or two that you like. This time, I've created a ranking of the strongest characters. It's difficult to give a ranking, because the positions are so different, and it's my personal rating. So I hope you'll take it with a loose grain of salt. In addition, this time we are targeting characters up to the World Youth Edition, original characters from games, and characters that appeared after Tsubasa and his friends became professionals are not eligible. Well then, we'll start. '20th place goes to Saudi Arabia Youth. National team captain Marco Arante position is libero. He is a real prince, born into the Aliran family with royal blood, and is known as the Prince of the Desert. At the beginning of the match against Japan, he showed a super play by cutting the golden combination play of Tsubasa and Misaki, passing Suda and Misugi, and reading the course of Wakabayashi's ball to score an overhead ball. In the Asian qualifying round, while the best players in other positions were all Japanese, he was selected in the DF category, beating out Misugi and others. '19th place goes to Xu Shangku. From the Chinese youth national team, position is midfielder. His specialty is the super speed kickback cannon, which doubles the power of kicking back the opponent's shot and aiming for the opponent's goal. In the match against Japan, he kicked back Hyuga's Raiju shot and succeeded in stealing a goal from Wakabayashi from outside the penalty area. If the shot you kick back is strong enough, the ball will transform into a dragon. However, the cost of using super speed kickback cannon twice for Tsubasa's flying drive shot and Hyuga's Raiju shot was heavy, and he injured his leg again and was forced to leave the front line. '18th place goes to Shingo Aoi from Japan. Position is midfielder. He is also the semi-protagonist of the World Youth Edition. He is a player who has a lot of ability, but he also makes a lot of mistakes. At the climax of the World Youth Finals, he performed a miraculous play in which he called a straight run a 0-degree feint, then changed it to 30 degrees, 80 degrees, and 100 degrees. Anyway, he has a lot of athleticism and can run freely around the field. It's no surprise that she's in the top 10 or out of the rankings. But she's a character that's difficult to rate, but I think she's ranked this way, in my opinion. '17th place goes to France's Louis Napoleon. Position is forward. He has an aggressive, fierce personality and a short temper. Although he has the talent and ability, he has a lot of problematic behavior and is frequently sent off for violent behavior and has been suspended for more than 2 weeks 3 times in the past. However, after joining the national team, his problematic behavior seems to have decreased, although he did receive a yellow card for a dangerous play. He is good at passing, and he also has the ability to quickly complete a combination play with Misaki and Pierre, whom he just met. His specialty is cannon shoot. He had ambitions of scoring a hat trick in every game in the Junior Youth Edition, but was thwarted by Ken Wakashimazu in the semifinals. He missed the only PK in the penalty shootout and apologized, feeling responsible, but was encouraged by his teammates and was moved to tears. '16th place goes to Italian Youth National team goalkeeper Gino Hernandez. He is known as the perfect keeper and is an amazing figure. who makes his opponents aware of Italy's catenaccio, meaning key. In the Junior Youth Edition, the data that he has not conceded a goal in a year has been published, and in the match against Japan, he single-handedly blocked the onslaught and showed off the defense, befitting a perfect keeper. However, his right arm is shattered by Hinata's Neo Tiger shot, and he ends up defeated. In the World Youth Edition, during the match against Uruguay Youth, Hino's tornado shot injured both of his arms, and he was forced to leave the front line from then on. He hasn't been active much due to injuries, but due to the nature of Captain Tsubasa's manga, goalkeeper injuries are unavoidable. He is definitely a top-level keeper in terms of ability. Fifteenth place goes to Japan's Jun Misuge. His position is MFEDF. When he was in elementary school, he had a skill that surpassed Tsubasa's and made Roberto Hongo say he was complete. Although he had excellent leadership and tactical vision as a captain due to a chronic heart condition, he was only able to stand on the pitch for a few minutes and was nicknamed the Glass Ace and the Nobleman of the Field, Genius Multiplayer. During the match against Argentina in the Junior Youth Edition, Tsubasa and Hinata described him as a man who could have become the best in Japan if he hadn't had his heart disease. During his high school days, he focused on rehabilitation without appearing on the public stage, but his efforts paid off, and his heart disease was almost completely cured. He mastered the drive shot during his World Youth days. He admired Johan Cruyff and played as a midfielder. But in his youth national team, he mainly played as a defender from now on. He aims to become a great libero like Franco Baresi. Fourteenth place goes to Mexican youth national team captain Ricardo Espadas. Called the Miracle Keeper, he is a super offensive goalkeeper that surpasses even Wakashimazu. In the second half, the team performs by changing their uniforms. When wearing a black uniform, he focuses on defense. And when wearing a white uniform, he plays more aggressively. He often overlaps and is also the team's assist king. His dribbling and stamina are better than field players. He also has skillful foot skills, such as the trick shot, which involves changing the course of a shot by hitting it with the opposite toe, and use this technique to score the first goal in a match against the All-Japan youth team. He grew up in a poor environment and had feelings of hostility toward Japan, but seeing Tsubasa make such a great play, despite bleeding from his side, reminded him of the pure joy of playing soccer. His performance in the match against Japan was amazing, but after that he was not so good, so I ranked him like this. Thirteenth place goes to Ryoma Hino, a Japanese-Uruguayan member of the Uruguayan youth national team. Position is forward. He was born and raised in Uruguay, but is also fluent in Japanese. He belongs to Montevideo Youth in the World Youth Edition and is known as the Japanese Bomber. He was not selected to represent Uruguay, and in the midst of his disappointment, he was invited by Kamo and came to Japan as a member of Real Japan 7. He has high physical ability and is good at dribbling and post-play in addition to shooting. He later represented Uruguay in the World Youth Championship. He and Victorino formed the strongest two top team in the tournament. The tornado shot, which overcomes the weak point of not transmitting the rotation of the hips to the ball because the body opens when shooting, boasts the highest level of power in the series. However, in the match against Brazil in the final tournament, the tornado shot was no match for Salinas, and the team lost. Twelfth place goes to French youth representative El Cid Pour. Misaki's biggest rival, he is highly rated as a midfielder. Because of his ability, he is called the field artist. He not only worked as a midfielder, but also scored 3 goals in the All-Japan match at the Junior Youth Tournament. Defensively, he was active as an all-around player, blocking Tsubasa and Misaki's combination plays, Hinata's dribbling, and blocking many shots. In addition to his soccer skills, he also showed his great ability as a captain, such as punching Napoleon to calm him down when he was out of control and motivating his teammates who made a mistake. In the World Youth Edition, they lost to the Dutch national team in the quarterfinals and were eliminated in the top 8. Due to the characteristics of the manga, it can't be helped that the new characters that appeared in the World Youth Edition are more active than those in the Junior Youth Edition. It wouldn't be strange if it was originally ranked higher, but this time I chose this ranking. Eleventh place is Japan's Misaki Tera. Position is midfielder. In the elementary school version, after transferring to Nankatsu, he made a great contribution to the national domination with his golden combination with Tsubasa. In the Junior Youth Edition, he was worried that he might be a drag on the team as he had been absent for many years. However, he showed brilliant movements that didn't give the slightest impression that he was blank, and in this tournament he also played a great role in combination play with Tsubasa, contributing greatly to the victory. In the World Youth Edition, learn the boomerang shoot. After winning the Asian qualifying round, he was finally reunited with his mother, Yumiko, but while protecting his younger sister, Yoshiko, he got into a traffic accident and seriously injured his left leg. It seemed hopeless that he would be able to participate in the tournament, but with his amazing rehabilitation, he only participated in the finals as a substitute and made a major contribution to Japan's victory. This ranking was created based on my own opinion and bias, so I'm sure there are some parts that I'm not satisfied with, but what do you think? I'm planning to make more videos, so please support me and subscribe to my channel.